Morning, YouTube. Merry Christmas, YouTube. Just had to throw on my Santa hat, and I've decided that Santa Claus is a pipe smoker, and he would be smoking a clay pipe, and probably having a lot more success at it than I am. Hold on. Yep, I must have botched the packing of that somehow. Anyway, let's see if I can fix that. Puff it down a little more. Excuse me. There we go. See, clay pipe is very tricky because, well, it's my first time ever trying a clay pipe, first of all. And second of all, it's very fragile. It is what it is. It's a clay pipe. So you have to be very careful in handling it. And you can see why in architectural dig sites, why there are many of them found, because they're very fragile and they were considered disposable back then. So I'm going to try one more damn time. Excuse me, Silvio, I'm screwing this up. Anyway, in this pipe, which I'm not even tasting because I screwed up this packing, is Norman Rockwell's Santa Surprise, appropriate for today. I had all these grand plans of working out today and resuming my workout routine, but it's Christmas and everything just kind of sucks. So I just procrastinated my way through it until I decided not to do it anymore. One last try. My procrastination holds the universe together. It's going to prevent it from collapsing on itself one day. Hold on. Wants to go. Smoking, but I'm not really tasting it. Now we get it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call that a win. Anyway. I feel like just like Sir Rupert over in England when he does his pipe videos, he's very slow, very rhythmic and methodical with them. I'm going to let that go for now, just for a second. I had some stuff I want to say. I don't want to spend the entire video learning how to smoke a clay pipe, although I think I was basically successful. Got it lit, got it going. I'll continue to smoke after the video. Again, I wanted to say Merry Christmas to you all. Came home from a trip a couple nights ago. That gigantic polar vortex that covered the United States. My trip was on the edge of it. So when we went from Boston to Dallas, Fort Worth, spent the night. Well, not spent the night. Yeah, got there in the morning and spent the rest of the day. No van. Apparently, the van that's contracted to pick us up there now is going back to its pre-COVID ways of being very unreliable, which sucks because the last thing you want to do after getting off a plane is to wait for a van to take you to the hotel. So the captain got us an Uber, and all 5 of us had to pile into this small minivan. I'm opening up a Yabo from a gentleman out in Glasgow. He's from Braehead, Alexandria, Scotland, which is, I guess it's a suburb of Glasgow, I would imagine. He sent this along, and of course it took forever to make it upstairs. This arrived a week ago. It took forever to get upstairs because if you live in a place with stairs, you're lugging stuff up and down all the time, and then you forget stuff down on the first floor. So that's what happened here. It's also what happened to a gift that Mike sent along. He sent me a beautiful pipe that he handcrafted himself, along with a really cool bullet temper. I'd show you, but I left that upstairs like an idiot. But anyway, but I just wanted to open this up and see what this looks like, and there's a kind of cap. I'm hoping that it is. It's a bunnet. I guess you could, in Boston we call them a Boston Scally for some reason. I call it a bunnet. And yes, it is exactly the type Tom Mullen would wear. I love it. It's exactly the type that Tom Mullen would wear in Still Game. And it fits my head, my big fat head, as they say in Scotland. Excellent. Now that's a pipeman's hat. You know, I had one that was similar to this but smaller, so it looked like I had a freaking plate on my head. So thank you very much, John. Also, he says he's got Scotland stickers in here for me, so hold the phone. Let's see what's going on. Aye. There we go. That was very kind of him. Proud to be a Scot. Écosse, which is French for Scotland. What else do we have? Alba, the ancient name for Scotland. I've seen these all around Scotland over the years. Up here, kilt. Got a couple of those, so probably put those on letters and whatnot. Scotland. Something for the car, I would imagine, which would work. I love Scotland, which I do. A couple more Alba stickers. That was very kind of him, John. He's not on YouTube, so I'm gonna have to put this on his Insta channel. Happiness is under my kilt. I know that's a sucky Scots accent, but anyway, thank you very much, John. Yeah, so after getting home from this trip, came home and it's very windy. That polar vortex is very, very windy. So I was just happy that it wasn't snow. So we're getting buffeted back and forth in the snow, going up 93 north. And all of a sudden, at the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border, bam, suddenly I'm in a snowstorm. It started with a couple little flakes coming at me. And then suddenly, boom, it's a squall. It's a squall, and suddenly the entire highway is covered in snow, and we're all like just trying to stick to one track here. And then all of a sudden, I must have been going just a little too fast, because suddenly I started to skid. The disc brakes started like doing their stop start skid that they normally do. Oh, there's gonna be a mini pearl here. Let me get rid of that cap. There we go. I like it. So yes, I almost skid off the road a little bit, because right in the middle of that snowfield was this gigantic minivan, one of those family type minivans that's, you know, designed to take the whole family to soccer games and everything. But it was like right out in front of the highway, so everyone just kind of veered to the right to get. And I slid enough to, like, you know, get the heart pounding, and of course I calmed down. I said, Gary, let's go a little slower. So I did. It just kept going and going and going, and suddenly the squall ended. So it's almost like there was a miniature snowstorm happening on the border. Just glad that I didn't crack up the car, didn't raise my insurance rates. Glad I'm alive. That kind of thing. So, what the hell was that? Oh. Turtle. Anyway, so Christmas Eve went, I just hung out with my husband. You know, we had some beers, had some wines. I wanted to watch the 1951 Christmas Carol again with Alastair Stim, because it is the closest to capturing the whole Dickensian feel of the book, and the whole vibe of Victorian London during Christmas in general. Come to find out, I was listening to The Exchange with Laura Conoy on National Public Radio. Apparently they play the interview with his great-great-grandson every Christmas, and what he does is he basically does a one-man show. He used to do readings, but then as he gave the characters the voices, he kept making up voices for each character, because you have to. There's like 26 characters in that book. Ghosts and children and the whole thing. And he's a fan of language. St. David's Pipes will appreciate that. He puts on, for Bob Cratchit, he puts on a Dorset accent, very, very, very shy, unassuming Dorset accent, because, you know, he's very meek and mild. He knows his place, because the UK was once a huge class-ridden system, so he knows his place next to the Scrooge, who is fire staccato nastiness from his voice all the time. But yeah, he explained his process and how he brings all the characters to life, and basically the great good that Charles Dickens did in penning that book, which ironically was made because I guess he was expecting another baby along the way, and he wrote to make some. I'll write this. His previous book, I forget the name of it, wasn't selling terribly well, so he decided to like bash off a quick Christmas novel, and for the money. But unfortunately, he was always warring with his publishers. He wanted to make it a very nice book, and also make it affordable to the audience that had, you know, brought him up to that stature, the working class. And so it was like a very fine book with nice color etchings, illustrations in the book and everything like that. And of course he rowed with his publishers, and his Christmas gift was that to us, to society, to London society, to us, everyone in the world really, was that book. And he made no money on it whatsoever. He was pretty much giving it away, but what a gift it was. And this Christmas, I think I've seen, let's see, God, it has to be about 5 versions of A Christmas Carol. Saw the Alastair Sim one twice. Scrooge the musical with Albert Finney. Also, last night, so I was just curious, because I remember seeing this as a kid, An American Christmas Carol, by, starring Henry Winkler, a.k.a. the Fonz from Happy Days, Arthur Fonzarelli. And that it has an American slant to it, because, you know, it takes place in New Hampshire, my home state. They mention Concord, which is 15 miles to the north of me. It takes place in Concord mainly. They mention Merrimack County, which is the same county, Merrimack County, which is just to the south of me. It basically lends a Norman Rockwell flair to the whole time-honored story. And I like it, since it was done in 1979, The Ghost of Christmas Future. He had a very, very, I don't want to say disco-y type of suit, but it was very leisure suit. It was open, It was open at the collar. He had a understated gold chain there and a wide collar. It was basically the de rigueur back in 1979, but it wasn't done to the point that it was a parody or ridiculous. But it was cool because that was the whole thing takes place in the 1930s during the height of the Great Depression. And here's this dude coming in from Hoffa Studio 54, or maybe just kind of hanging out there for a couple of drinks. Anyway, listen, I've gone on for 15 minutes, going on 16. I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I pretty much had said everything I need to say. I'm just sorry this didn't work out a little better, but maybe it's just the pipe and my technique. Norman Rockwell's Santa Surprise is a very good tobacco. Get yourself some. Norman Rockwell in general is I don't even know if it's an aromatic or not, because that's how much I know about pipe smoking. Because I don't consider myself a real pipe smoker yet. I'm still kind of toiling away at it. It's I hate to say it, but it's a dalliance still. But I'm working at it. I could be more focused if I wanted to be, but I'm lazy, I procrastinate, and I have other interests in my life. So, all the best to you. Merry Christmas, and I hope to get a video in before the new year. And folks, please pray. I've got a trip on the 27th to do. It's not bad, but I don't want to do it. So, if anyone wants to just kind of like send out those vibes so that I lose that trip, that would be excellent. But if I have to do it, it means more money. But money is not what motivates me. Free time to sit and read is what motivates me. Okay, 17 minutes. All the best, my friends. À la prochaine. Joyeux Noël.